So carefully one is managing one's money without understanding that before I came into this world, that money somebody else was claiming his. After I die, somebody else will claim that that money is his. And in between, only for 30 years, I have control of that money, and I'm thinking it is mine, it is mine, it is mine, and I have to take good care of it. Not even a single paisa should be lost. I should make the maximum money out of it. Thus, although an attached person in material existence always suffers from threefold miseries, he does not develop a distaste for the way of material existence. So, even though one is undergoing so many tribulations, so many pains, distresses, miseries, losses, etc. in life, still one does not develop distaste for material existence. When you go and tell all these things to a materialist, he will feel, what is wrong, yaar? I am happy, no, in life. He will not, Hare Baba, why you are suffering like this? Suffering? What suffering? I am taking care of my parents, I am taking care of my children, I am working hard, earning money. What is wrong in that? And my profit is increasing. When I look at my bank balance increasing, I feel so happy. So what is wrong? You see, this is the covering of Maya. Maya is too, it is, the influence of Maya is too powerful that a person cannot understand the futility of all such activities. If a person too attached to the duties of family maintenance is unable to control his senses, the core of his heart is immersed in how to accumulate money. Although he knows that one who takes the wealth of others will be punished by the law of the government and by the laws of Yamaraj after death, he continues cheating others to acquire money. So one is not only interested in acquiring money because he is so much attached to his family, he wants to maximize their comforts. He is not satisfied with earning money in legal ways. He will try to hide the income, reduce the income tax he is paying to the government, and then he will do various cheating activities in his business so that he can make more money and more profit. Already you are earning profit. If you are selling, let us say, petrol in the market, you are earning 1 rupee per liter, but the person is not satisfied with that 1 liter. He will make some adjustments in the meter so that when you dispense the petrol, it will show 1 liter, but you would have dispensed only 900 ml. That 100 ml is extra saving for him. So he feels more happy. Oh, see, I cheated and earned 100 ml worth of another 10 paisa I earned. And then what he will do is still not satisfied. He will adulterate that petrol also. Another 10 paisa I will earn. So I earned 20 paisa extra, more than what I would have earned honestly, and he feels great satisfaction. So he knows that if I get caught, the government will put me in jail or it will put a hefty fine. Still he will take risk. He knows that this is sinful and after death I will have to pay for this. When I stand in front of Yamaraj, I will have to answer for all this. Still he feels, no, that taste of the 20 paisa is so sweet. He is ready to face all that. So, finally Prahlad Maharaj says, "O my friends, sons of demons, in this material world, even those who are apparently advanced in education have the propensity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Even though one is highly educated, still there is a consideration of you and mine. This is mine, this is yours. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessities of life to their families in a limited conception of family life, just like uneducated cats and dogs. Uneducated cats and dogs also think like this. Like you will see in your street, there will be a pack of dogs. Any other dog comes into that street, that's all. All of them will pounce on that dog, bite him, chase him out, and then they will all, once that dog comes away, they will all strut around. See, we drove him away. We protected our territory. Today, what is happening in the world? Most educated nation, you go to America, oh, we have got immigration, we have got visa, we have got all this. We have disallowed so many people from coming into this country, we are successful. We have got such a big army, we have got such a modern weaponry, we don't allow the enemies to come in. See, we have protected our territory. Same feeling. So what is the value of your education? After getting educated, you are thinking in the same way as uneducated dogs and cats. They are unable to take to spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by ignorance. So, and finally, Prahlad Maharaj concludes, my dear friends, O sons of the demons, it is certain that no one bereft of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been able to liberate himself from material bondage at any time or in any country. Rather, those bereft of knowledge of the Lord are bound by the material laws. They are factually addicted to sense gratification and their target is woman. Indeed, they are actually playthings in the hands of attractive women. Victimized by such a conception of life, they become surrounded by children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and thus they are shackled to material bondage. Those who are very much addicted to this conception of life are called demons. So, demons does not mean having, some frightening teeth and two horns and black complexion and all. No. Prahlad Maharaj's definition of demon means those who are addicted to their family life, so much so that they are not having time for engaging in devotional service to Krishna. Therefore, although you are sons of demons, keep aloof from such persons and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, the origin of all the demigods, because the ultimate goal for the devotees of Narayana is liberation from the bondage of material existence.